Welcome back. This is DieCast Street League.
And I'm Roy.
We are here in Rock City. It is a beautiful 81-degree day, a perfect day for racing.
Yes, it is.
This is the Survivor Series Round 2, Group 4.
I am curious to see how these drivers adapt to the new part of the track.
Me too, Roy. Let's get to these drivers and cars. 2018 Chevy Camaro SS.
He still owed me that $100.
The driver of that car is Keith Smith from Team Rock City.
I'm gonna be waiting on you after the race, Keith Smith, to get my $100. 860 horsepower.
2000 Toyota Supra GR.
He's fast.
The driver of that car is Sneaky Bob from Team Vapor Racing.
He was good on the old track. 880 horsepower. Where's my Twizzlers?
1970 Chevy Camaro Z28.
Bud, did you touch my Twizzlers?
The driver of that car is J-Dog from Team Dog Pound. No, Roy, didn't touch the Twizzlers.
Well, dang. 870 horsepower.
BMW.
This car's good around the corners.
The driver of that car is Papa Pugsley from Team Man-Child's Motorsport.
He did good in the first round. 865 horsepower.
There you have it. Those are the cars and drivers that will be putting it on the line for your viewing pleasure. We're going the best out of 4 races wins. First place gets 3 points. Second place gets 2. Third place will get 1 point.
There are no points for just crossing the line, so you better fight tooth and nail for every point.
They better work for their food if they want to eat. Let's go! Papa Pugsley has the lead going down the first long straight. Keith Smith just passed him up for the first place position. Sneaky Bob is closing on the outside lane. Oh, Papa Pugsley got the first place position back. Keith Smith spun up Papa Pugsley and took his first place position. It looks like he has a big lead coming out of the S-curves. Here comes Papa Pugsley, took the outside lane and got the pass on Keith Smith right at the line. Papa Pugsley would take first place. Keith Smith would take second. What a race!
Hot dang, bud, they was going at it like 2 dung beetles fighting over a mouse turtle.
Yes, they were. Keith Smith had the lead, and then Papa Pugsley had the lead. But then Keith Smith got the lead right there, coming over that rickety bridge.
And Sneaky Bob passed up J-Dog for the 3rd place position.
And then Sneaky Bob was trying to challenge Papa Pugsley's 2nd place position, but then Papa Pugsley took the 1st place away from Keith Smith.
Keith Smith had a small lead coming up the step up, but going into turn 2, you see Papa Pugsley take the 1st place away from Keith Smith.
And right here, you see Keith Smith trying to bump Papa Pugsley, trying to get him out of position so he can get that 1st place position back. Sneaky Bob trying to pass up Keith Smith. You see Papa Pugsley got spun out. Keith Smith took the outside lane, passed up Papa Pugsley for the 1st place position.
And Sneaky Bob got squirrely right there, and J-Dog got around Sneaky Bob for the 3rd place position. But then Sneaky Bob hit J-Dog, and he spun out on his roof, and they both caught a DNF.
Yeah, Roy, it was a lot of moving around right there. It was a lot of positions getting swapped.
Yeah, it was a lot of moving around, paint swapping in this one. J-Dog got the pass right here. You see Sneaky Bob spun him out, and he was on his roof like a cockroach that just got sprayed with rain.
And this is where it went wrong for Keith Smith. He spun out coming out of the S-curve, lost a lot of speed, tried to get the speed back, but then you see Papa Pugsley had no loss of speed, passed him up on the outside lane for the 1st place position. That's 3 points down.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is spin out coming out of them S-curves and lose your speed and momentum.
Right here, Papa Pugsley came from so far back and passed up Keith Smith.
Yeah, he passed him up like a hitchhiker in the rain. Don't stop, he wet and he might kill you.
Papa Pugsley and the BMW won that race.
He sure did. It was an entertaining race with a capital I. He got a 15.68 time.
Keith Smith and the SS has 2. Sneaky Bob and the Supra has 0. Papa Pugsley and the BMW has 3. J-Dog and the Z28 has 0. Race 2 about to go down, right?
Sneaky Bob and J-Dog need some points bad.
That was only the first lap, Roy.
When you trying to survive, every lap is your last lap.
I like that. Let's go. Keith Smith has the lead going down the first long straight. Sneaky Bob is about a half car back going into the second turn. Papa Puffs and pass up Sneaky Bob. They are toe-to-toe going into the third turn. Coming out of the third turn, going down that long straight, they were neck and neck. Keith Smith crashed off the bridge, so Sneaky Bob is in first place. Should Papa Puffy do anything? No. Sneaky Bob would take first place. Papa Puffy would take second.
DNF for J-Dog and DNF for Keith Smith.
What a race.
Hot dang, bud, they was going at it like a couple of bald eagles fighting over a toupee. They were doing battle down that road, neck and neck, side by side.
Yeah, Roy, that's what you call a race.
If you don't like that, bud, you don't like DieCast race.
Let's check out the replay right here. Keith Smith had the first place position. Sneaky Bob was falling back about a half car right there.
Every driver had a half car lead on their opponent.
Sneaky Bob was putting a bigger lead on Papa Pugsley going into this second turn, but Papa Pugsley took that second turn nice and got the second place away from Sneaky Bob. They were neck and neck right there.
But Sneaky Bob had a 2-car lead on Papa Pugsley, but Papa Pugsley closed the distance and got the second place away from Sneaky Bob.
And then Sneaky Bob took the inside lane on Papa Pugsley and got the second place away from Papa Pugsley. Check it out right here.
Meanwhile, Keith Smith had about a 4 or 5 car lead going into turn 3. I thought he was gonna win this whole thing and pay me that $100, but he jumped off the freaking bridge.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that would have been 5 points, but right here they were neck and neck coming into the bridge.
Yeah, bud, they jumped at the same time like a joint twin jumping on a trampoline. Every time I gotta say it, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, Roy, they took the jump at the same time. No one had the first place position, but right there, Sneaky Bob got some separation right after the jump.
I have never seen 2 drivers stay side by side like that for that long of a stretch of a road.
I would have to agree with you, Roy. That's the first time I ever seen 2 drivers stay side by side myself that long.
That was dangerous as I don't know what. I'm surprised they didn't wreck out trying to drive like that. No one wanted to give the other driver the lead, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, Roy, these are street racers. They gonna do whatever to win.
That's facts.
Sneaky Bob in the Supra won that race.
And he got a 13.85 time.
Keith Smith in the SS has 2. Sneaky Bob in the Supra has 3. Papa Pugsley in the BMW has 5. J-Dog in the Z28 has 0. Race 3 about to go down right now.
Everybody can still technically win this race series. Even J-Dog, he has 0 points.
He's still in it, but he gonna have to drive that Camaro and he needs some luck. Let's go! Sneaky Bob has the lead going down the first long straight. Oh, he took off with a big lead going into turn 2. Oh, Keith Smith passed J-Dog off for the second place position. Can Keith Smith catch Sneaky Bob? He's closing, but I'm not sure. Coming out of the last turn, he's closing, but cannot get there in time. Sneaky Bob would take first place. Keith Smith would take second. J-Dog would take third. What a race.
Man, Sneaky Bob had that Supra moving down this road.
Yeah, Roy, I thought he was on his way to a record-setting time, but he lost it a couple of times and lost a lot of time.
Yeah, bud, if you gonna beat Mr. Dark Time, you gonna have to run a perfect lap.
Yeah, Champagne Poppy has not run yet. He might have something to say about that record-setting time.
If anybody can beat it, he can.
Let's check out this replay right here. You see Sneaky Bob had the first place position. J-Dog passed up Keith Smith for the second place position.
Yeah, but Keith Smith was trying to get that second place right there coming into the chicane and coming out. He got the second place away from J-Dog.
And he was trying to catch Sneaky Bob in that Supra.
But Sneaky Bob had about a 5-car lead going into that second turn, make it 6.
Yeah, Sneaky Bob was out in front by a couple of cars. Keith Smith was trying to do everything to close that distance, and he did.
Yeah, he was closing the distance little by little. He was a little closer right here. Sneaky Bob took the jump, came down kind of squirrely.
Yeah, Roy, I thought that was Keith Smith's opportunity to close the distance even more after Sneaky Bob got squirrely. He got a little closer right here, but coming out of that 4th turn, Sneaky Bob took off once again.
Yeah, but Sneaky Bob wasn't making many mistakes. Keith Smith was trying to close the gap. I thought he was gonna catch him right here.
Keith Smith was only about 5 cars back from Sneaky Bob going into the S-curves.
One thing about Sneaky Bob, he's gonna come out of that S-curves pretty much perfect all the time.
Yeah, Sneaky Bob had a little drift right there, but Keith Smith had the same exact drift, so he couldn't catch up to Sneaky Bob on the big end.
Keith Smith was trying all he could to catch up to Sneaky Bob, but couldn't get it done.
Sneaky Bob and the Super took first place.
He had that car running like a mailman getting chased by a dog. And he got a 14-17 time.
Keith Smith and the SS has 4. Sneaky Bob and the Super has 6. Papa Pugsley and the BMW has 5. And J-Dog and the Camaro has 1. Race 4 about to go down right now.
J-Dog cannot survive to the next round, but the other 3 drivers, anyone can win this race series still.
Yeah, Roy, it's a close 3-way battle. Who's gonna come out on top? Let's go! J-Dog has the lead going down the first long straight. Sneaky Bob just passed up Papa Pussy for the second place position. Sneaky Bob is trying to catch J-Dog. J-Dog is gone. Keith Smith took the inside lane on Papa Pussy and got the 3rd place away from him. J-Dog took an 8-car lead coming out of the S-curves. He took a solo shot to the finish line. He would take 1st place. Sneaky Bob would take 2nd. Keith Smith would take 3rd. What a race.
Man, where was that at all day long? J-Dog put on a show on that lap.
Yeah, Roy, J-Dog ran dang near perfect on that one.
And put up a good time, too.
Yeah, that time is good, but I thought it was going to be better the way he ran. Let's check out the replay.
Well, let's do it, bud.
Right here, J-Dog had the 1st place position. You see Sneaky Bob passed up Papa Pugsley for the 2nd place position. He was all on J-Dog's bumper. He had no air to breathe.
And Papa Pugsley made a play for the 2nd place position right there, but could not pass Sneaky Bob. He tried to take the inside lane on Sneaky Bob right there, but could not make the pass.
Yeah, Roy, Papa Pugsley needed these points badly. He tried everything to get the pass right there on Sneaky Bob and almost completed it.
Yeah, Papa Pugsley can take that 2nd turn better than almost anybody I've seen so far. He tried to pass Sneaky Bob on the inside lane, but could not get it done. Keith Smith took the inside lane on Papa Pugsley. He did get it done.
Yeah, Roy, Keith Smith needed that 1 point badly. He wouldn't have survived without it.
That is facts, but he needed to score some points badly. He knew it and he fought tooth and nail to get that 3rd place away from Papa Pugsley.
And he tried to pass Sneaky Bob going into that 4th turn.
He sure did, and meanwhile, J-Dog was putting on a clinic. He had about an 8-car lead going out of this S-curve.
I'd say Roy is more like 10.
What are you, an accountant or something? Who's counting, bud?
I'm just saying, my observation says 10. You said 8.
Because it was 8. Your accountant is wrong. I'm sick of you thinking you always right.
J-Dog and the Camaro won that race.
You need to go back to school and go to measuring class. And he got a 13:45 time.
Keith Smith and the SS has 5. Sneaky Bob and the Super has 8. Papa Pugsley and the BMW has 5, and J-Dog and the Z28 has 4.
We have a tie. That 3rd place point does matter. If Keith Smith wouldn't have got it, we wouldn't be here right now.
Papa Pugsley was starting a pole position. He was the only one of these 2 to get a 1st place victory.
That's right, so the time does not matter on this one.
Let's go! Papa Pugsley has the lead going down the 1st long straight. Papa Pugsley has a 1.5-car lead over Keith Smith coming into the 2nd turn. That lead is about 3 right now. Keith Smith closed the gap and then took the outside lane. They were door to door and got the pass going into the 4th turn. Oh my God, Keith Smith would take the 1st place position and he would survive.
I thought Papa Pugsley was gonna win this. He had a 4-car lead. Keith Smith took the outside lane, tied him up, took the jump at the same time like conjoint twins on a trampoline, and got the pass right there coming out of the 4th turn.
Keith Smith took 2nd place. He survived after winning the tiebreaker in dramatic fashion.
Congrats.
He would move on to round 3. Sneaky Bob took first place. He's been running like a boss all day long. Congrats to Sneaky Bob. He survived. He will move on to round 3. Thanks for watching DieCast Street League. Please like, subscribe, and share, and comment.
It is free.
Let's go!